just kind of been reflecting on the shit that was 2020, like this the absolute dog shit of a year that was. I mean, so much happened in 2020. It's ridiculous. It really is when you think about it. Especially for me personally. The year started off with so much premise too, so much potential. Like coming into the new year, I had a lot of confidence for this year. I had a lot of big plans, a lot of things that I wanted to get done. Some of those things panned out. Some of them did not. I never forget. You almost forget just how like much happened that year. Sonic movie, like the Sonic movie, came out in 2020.
Securing Alpha.
And when I tell people that, they're almost like, "What? No way! That movie did not come out in 2020." Yeah.
Enemy took Charlie.
Damn it. Which, by the way, Sonic movie, solid effort. Why am I capping this? I don't care if we win this game or not. Got him. Yeah, Sonic movie was good. And like, I remember with the whole announcement of the coronavirus thing. Oh. Just the way the year just kind of transformed, like, so quickly. What? How did I lose that?
Be secure. Enemy has Alpha.
I know there's that coronavirus in itself partially contributed to why things didn't exactly go the way I wanted them to for certain things. Specifically in regards to competing. I missed, and a couple other things too. I know as well that probably, at least for you, Ryan, and all the other seniors, it kind of sucks for you guys, having your senior year taken away, essentially, due to COVID, and last year's seniors as well. I thought that was one of the weirdest things was we came out of 2019, we go into 2020, and we had, we didn't even have the cluster concert for the 2019 season, I don't believe.
Securing Charlie.
Or maybe we did, I don't remember.
Losing B.
To be honest with you. I just remember we all going away and being like, alright, we'll see you guys next time. And you know, it's funny, I didn't even see like the seniors from last year's class. I didn't even like talk to them after that. So it was kind of weird, you know, not getting that like final goodbye to that senior class. And for those seniors, I'm sure it was really weird for them for like prom, not getting prom, not getting their actual graduation, like getting to go and, you know, get dressed in their gowns and everything. Like that's, I think about that a lot, how awful that is, honestly. Like how much that's like, I know a lot of people don't give a shit about that kind of stuff, but like for me, I'm a sentimental guy. I make the most out of moments. Like that's the kind of stuff that carries over with me for years to come. Like some people think about like, you know, oh, you know, like, you know, the good times, whatever. Like it's the moments for me. Like, you know, like if I go on a trip, it's not about, I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna be like, yeah man, you know, like we go to like, you know, Cancun or whatever, and it's like, yeah man, I'm going to fucking Cancun, that's awesome. Nah, for me, it was like, I mean, yeah, cool, you're in Cancun. For me, it's about what do you do when you're there, like the moments you make while you're in a place like that. So yeah, that's, I know for me, like I think about those moments when I was in high school. I think about my graduation a lot, my prom, like a lot of that stuff, and it kind of, I mean, at least as of now, it's looking like, you know, this year's senior class isn't going to get that experience either. I think that's sad, personally, for me. And again, a lot of people are going to have, A lot of people I know have the mindset of, oh, you know, whatever, it's just a dance, or it's just a ceremony to hand you your diploma. But I guess for me, again, I'm more sentimental about that stuff. So for me, I care more about that. So if it was me, I would care a little bit more. But that's just me. I know personally speaking on how it affected the marching season, it sucked a lot in terms of not what we were able to do. I know you often complained about it a lot, Ryan, about how this year is basically a wash. Like, didn't matter like at all, which yeah, it kind of sucked what the season turned into. We didn't get to do festival, no band camp, none of that stuff. That was really shitty. It honestly made the year not fun for everyone. I feel like even the football games were just kind of like meh, like, you know, cool, whatever. That was the mindset a lot of people had. Oh yeah, I did it wrong, but keep forgetting that I switched my buttons up. It's throwing me off.
Enemy counter spy plane inbound.
And then, speaking on how it affected competing, took away events. Because obviously you're not allowed to have, you know... What? I don't know how I got that kill. I must have, they must have, bounced off the bus. That's wild. Yeah. Obviously we weren't able to get together with people, so... For events, you weren't able to go and compete, which, I mean, if you know anything about competitive gaming, you know that it's all about LAN. You know, you want to go to these LAN events and you want to compete so everyone gets the exact same fair and balanced experience. We didn't get that. So instead, everyone had to compete online, which means it comes down to connections, to setup, and especially in Cold War, with the introduction of PCs into the competitive scene for COD, now it comes down to who's got the best rig. So, and I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like that had a lot to do with why I stopped competing. I can't even lie, I do feel like that contributed to me not wanting to compete anymore. Just because part of the reason I loved competing was going to these events. Like, the passion for me, part of that was the fact that I loved, like, yeah, you would spend all this time grinding and doing scrims and everything, and that's never fun. Anyone that tells you they love scrimming or they love watching film or anything, they're lying to you. No one likes doing that stuff. It sucks. It's not fun. It's doing the same thing over and over again for every day for hours. Again, anyone that tells you that they love that, they're lying to you. No one likes that. But you did it because you knew that at the end of it, if your team stuck, if you were confident enough with the guys you're playing with, you're gonna get to go, and you're gonna make some of the greatest memories probably ever. You're gonna have some of the most cherished memories in your life. You were going to go and compete at this event and have a shit ton of fun. I can't even properly describe the amount of fun that LAN events are. It's some of my fondest memories. 2019, 2018, it was my first and only year going to LAN events. And still, to this day, I think about those times all the time. Being able to, traveling all over the country to places like Vegas and Miami, Dallas, Texas, Anaheim, California, a lot of times not even having to pay out of pocket for it because you get sponsored. It's stuff like that, man. Like, that's the stuff I love, man. It's just it's an experience. It's just so hard to explain. Like, especially, you know, the first time you get there, you know, you've been training with this group of guys that you've never even met before, and the first time seeing these people, most times is you get off the plane, you go meet up at the hotel, and it's like, holy shit, like, you know, this shit's real. Like, I'll never forget my first event was CWO Las Vegas, 2018 would have been, actually. I still want some of the best memories that I've ever made. Meeting up with these people, and then also not just people on your team, but like meeting up with other people in the community, people that you talk to for months, days, sometimes years. Like, I met people that I considered friends for the first time. I think that's just such a cool experience, and everyone gets together and shares in their love of the sport. I think it was a lot of fun. And not to mention watching the professional matches at the main stage. Also, some of the fondest memories that I've made. I mean, it's just, I can't even describe it. I got videos that I've recorded of those moments, and it just doesn't do it justice, man. You got hundreds of thousands of people just packed into this area, screaming, going absolutely nuts over a video game. And that's something that I would have never thought when I was a kid. Obviously, we've seen COD pales in comparison to games like League of Legends and stuff like that, but it's so cool to me, and I think that was part of the magic of it, you know. And that's gone, at least temporarily. And when you get on every day and you work your ass off, you grind, you practice, you watch film, you shoot bots, you pub stomp, you get your XPs, your pro points out the way, you do wagers, you work on strats and everything for S&D, and you do that non-stop for weeks at a time, months at a time, all for the chance to go to an event. But imagine you're doing that now, and then the event comes, and it's just it feels like the exact same thing you've been doing every day. It feels like another 2K, which that's a tournament that you have to, like an online tournament that you have to play every year to acquire pro points. That's what these big LAN events now feel like. They just feel like 2Ks because now it's all online. And keep in mind, you were paying. I don't know if you still are, but you were paying for team passes for an online event. So I mean, I think that's part of the magic just gone from it. I'm not gonna. I thought about that. And I was just like, I don't want to sit here and, you know, bust my ass every day and grind and work this difficult for, you know, the opportunity to do what I've been doing already. That's not what, you know. It's not what you do it for, you know. And that can be selfish. I don't know. Again, it's not my whole reason for quitting, but it definitely was a large contributor to it. Is that I don't know. I can't really get up and force myself to do all that work just for the memory of playing a tournament in my basement. I don't know. That doesn't do it for me. And I do think if the question arises, would I come back to competitive down the future if LAN events come back once COVID is over and everything, whenever it ends and things are back to normal, we're able to actually travel to events. Maybe. Like I said, there's definitely other things that contributed to me leaving the competitive scene, and I've talked about those before, but maybe. I mean, I don't know. That's a while. That's a ways away. So, I mean, only time will tell, honestly. I do hope to maybe one day come back and compete, because it is fun. Regardless of the nonsense, it's fun. It's a grind, but it is fun. It's some of the fondest memories I've had for competing. I made a lot of friends, a lot of great memories. So we'll see. But that was just one. That was just another addition to the things that. Excuse me. That 2020 did in terms of if you want to say fucking me over. The other thing would be that obviously because of COVID and everything, you guys, I talked about this before, you guys know I work at a movie theater, so that was like one of the first places to shut down, like almost immediately. So then because of COVID, I lost my job this past year. And obviously, you know, the government's done what it can to, you know, provide relief and everything. But, you know, after a certain while, you know, when you're paying bills nonstop and everything, the little bit of money you're getting just doesn't replace, you know, the consistent flow of income that you've been getting from the beginning. I'm blessed. I'm lucky that Imagine wasn't my only source of income. I am lucky that I do lessons. I do music lessons. That I work at Stevenson. Like I don't take that for granted. Not a lot of people have, you know, all of extra sources of income, and I'm blessed that I was able to do that. Even if it was temporary, at least the Stevenson part. I don't take that for granted, but that's still another thing that definitely hurt. So, I don't know how that guy knew I was coming from over there. He took over creaming me. The other one is a little more personal, and I haven't really touched on it on stream. But for those that know me in real life, you know that my mom passed away this year, or last year, 2020. She got diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and she passed away not shortly after the diagnosis, and that hurt. That was the thing that almost broke me. I'm not gonna lie. And also, again, probably another contributor to me leaving the competitive scene. Just was, I don't know, that
hostile attack helicopter inbound.
It's a feeling that I can't describe, and I don't wish that on anyone. I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
Get the win for Uncle Sam.
The emotions, the pain, something that I think about every day. If I'm being honest with you, it's gonna stick with me forever, honestly. But I mean, I've had people ask me, is it something that you get used to? No, you don't get used to that. It's something you just kind of have to accept, though. That you have to push forward. You have to move on, because if you don't, it can honestly drive you insane. And it definitely did fuck with me for a while. I had some rough patches, for certain. Part of the reason why I stopped streaming there for a couple of months. Just lost my motivation, honestly, too. So,
threat neutralized.
It's also become the motivation for me to come back and stream. is because
Hostile expired.
as weird as gaming is and as the idea of streaming is, especially for someone from that generation that doesn't really understand it, she always embraced the idea. She always was supportive of that, even if she didn't grasp the idea at all. She was always supportive. It was always something that she pushed me to strive for and want to achieve more in. And for that, that's why I wanted to keep going, keep pushing forward. Because it's what she would have wanted. And if I could do that and feel as though I've made her proud and achieve my goals, then that's enough for me. So yeah, that was the biggest thing in 2020. Definitely the thing that hurt the most, personally. Definitely the reason why I say fuck that year. That year sucked. Specifically for that reason. So, and there's just other things. Like there's just so much, man. That year fucking sucked. It really did. So dog shit. And